Students, one more problem for NEET students. It is most expected problem this year. A car of mass 1000 kg moves on a circular track of radius 20 meters with a speed of 10 meters per second. What is the minimum frictional force required to keep the car moving? It is something like this. A car is moving on the horizontal road, flat horizontal road. It moves in a circle of radius 20 meters. How much is the frictional force needed to keep the car moving? As you know, for a car to move in a circular track, you need a centripetal force. You need a force towards the center, and that force should be external force. The road is not inclined. The road is not banked. In that case, banking gives the required centripetal force. But here the road is flat. So how much force is needed towards the center of this circle so that car keeps moving on a circular track? So, only the frictional force is there to provide this much of centripetal force. So first of all, how much is the centripetal force needed to move the car in a circular track? Centripetal force needed, Fc, is equal to, that is mv square by r. This much centripetal force is needed. Who will provide the centripetal force? The centripetal force will only be provided by the frictional force. So this is replaced by the frictional force is equal to mv square by r. So frictional force has to provide this force. So it is something like this. The car moves on a circular track. Mg is downwards. Normal reaction is upwards. You need a force in this direction, that is frictional force, and that frictional force is certainly mu n, that is the maximum value. But here you don't need the maximum frictional force. You need only that much of frictional force which will keep the body moving in a circle. And that much frictional force is mv square by r. Maximum frictional force is always greater than that. So frictional force needed is equal to m is how much? That is 1000. V square is, that is 20 square, that's 400. By what is the radius? No. Radius is velocity is 10. That is 10 square, that is 100, and radius is 20. So this cancels 5. That is frictional force is 5000 Newton. Answer. So it is something like this. A car is moving on the circular track, horizontal road. You need a force towards the center, because in a circle, when a body moves in a circle, there is a force needed towards the center, because acceleration has to be towards the center. So who will provide this force? The only agent which will provide this force is frictional force, because the road is not banked, road is not inclined. So the frictional force needed is only mv square by r. So it is F is equal to mv square by r. M is 1000, v is square of the speed, that is 120. That's the answer to the question. If you like this question, you can subscribe to the channel and ask other students also to subscribe, so that you get every day you get a new question, most expected ones. Thank you.